I now give the floor to Mr. Rihards Kols from Latvia.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Mikita Poturia, for the supplementary item. It's well balanced and I think reflects what is being done for the past 856 days. That is exactly the amount of days since the full-scale invasion of Russia into independent country, Ukraine. And what has been so far? So Russia is clearly indicating they're there for the long run. They will outlast with their patience, with armament, the West, let's say the democratic part of the world. Their defense expenditure is already a war budget. 7 to 8% from their GDP is dedicated to military infrastructure. So that is a clear signal that there are no room for any negotiations whatsoever. So therefore, what we see from the supplementary item, I do call for the OSCE region member states to really enforce the sanctions, not to allow to bypass or circumvent the sanctions that is actually fueling the Russian war machine. I will not name the countries, but there are countries in this room that are still putting a blind eye on the circumvention of sanctions. That is, if that continues, still with those actions, you're spilling Ukrainian blood. So that will be number one. Number two is actually another mandate that the OSCE organization has, and we haven't discussed here in this room, is the mandate on the arms control. I call for the OSCE to actually establish fact-finding mission in Ukraine to collect the data on the weapons used by Russian Federation that are produced by another bloody regime, Iran. And why I'm raising this? Because there is arms embargo on Iran, adopted by UN Security Council. And if that is the case, where Russia is using Shahed drones, ballistic missiles produced by Iran, that's a gross violation of the UN Security Council adopted resolutions arms embargo towards Iran. Another aspect I wanted to raise is the kidnapped children. OSCE also should gather data, had a fact-finding mission in Ukraine, because the fact that UNICEF organization is reporting that there amounts only up to 95 children that they can record that have been forcibly taken to Russia. It's ludicrous. It's in hundreds. It's in their thousands. And that action is a war crime, a genocide itself. Last but not least, I do call for the democratic part of the world not to organize Yalta's or Teheran conference. The only conference we need these days is Casablanca conference, where the democratic part of the world decides that there's no negotiations with evil. The only way forward is defeat of the evil. Thank you.